Okay, so a few years ago, Fabian Rush put out this piece called Alien Face Bashers, and after the first episode, I put out this idea for a fanfic, and I was hoping to use it in season two, but he didn't get around to finishing season two. So anyway, I wanted to get to my idea for this fanfic I had for Alien Face Bashers. Um, One of the things in it is he has this. There's a support group for alien abductees in it in his series, and he uh, I wanted to have this one guy show up at the support group meetings one day, and he's not really looking for support for alien abductions or something like that. He's uh, the guy's actually a huge distraction to the group. Is the psychiatrist is trying to get things started, and this guy uh, he's got a rare form of schizophrenia where he's not psychotic or anything, but uh, he's on pills that give him the shakes. Uh, I have some social disorders, which I take pills which give me the shakes, which I could relate to that. And I also, when I was a kid, I got in this weird habit of taking my pocket knife and the can opener on my pocket knife and cutting the lids off of the tops of my soda cans for some reason. Uh, and anyway, there's this guy. He's sitting in one of the folding chairs, and he's trying to take his pills and hold the soda can at the same time. And he drops his pills in the soda can because he's got the shakes real bad. And somebody sits next to him, picks up his pills in the soda can for him, and helps him take one of his pills and puts his pills in his mouth. And then he tries to pull the tab off he tries to pop the top on his soda can, and he accidentally pulls the tab off. And then he pulls out his pocket knife, the little can opener on his pocket knife, and there's pressure built up in the can. So when he does that, soda starts spewing everywhere, and it's everybody in the group is noticing, and it's a huge distraction for whatever is trying to go on in the group. And after the psychiatrist goes through the opening ceremonies and whatnot, the uh, uh, psychiatrist sort of wants to get this guy out of the way. He says, um, "How about you? You're new to the group. What do you want?" And, well, and it turns out the guy's not really looking for help with getting rid of the aliens like the other patients are. It turns out uh, he's moved into a house with all aluminum siding, and it's got a tin tool shed in the back. And he happens to have a large number of feral cats living in his neighborhood. And for some reason, the aliens they come to his neighborhood, they land in his yard, and they come looking for him, and they can't find him, and they look for him, but they can't find him in his house because it's all aluminum, and they go looking everywhere. They can't find him. They finally think he's in the tool shed. He's hiding in the tin tool shed, and they open up the tool shed, and that's where they find hundreds of feral cats, and apparently the feral cats think the aliens taste kind of like fish, and and all hell breaks loose. And the real reason he's there is because the neighbors have been complaining about the noise. And one of the things about alien face bashers is they often they hire this guy. I can't remember the name of the character, but Fabian Rush plays him. He comes into people's homes and waits for the aliens, and first he charges money to get rid of the aliens, and then he removes people's implants, and then he lies in wait for the aliens. And so the way I was going to have it, he was going to show up and he's going to ask this guy for some money for his overhead, and the guy says, "Oh, I was going to charge you admission," because this guy has kids camped out in the bushes around his house because they know aliens are going to be coming. And then the guy, he wants to know where's his implant, and the guy points out to his backyard. It turns out that the reason the aliens can't find him isn't just because of the aluminum siding on his house, but because the aluminum siding caused his implant, the interference on his implant, it had to transmit extra hard, and instead of keeping it or having it surgically removed, his implant got infected and popped out. And he didn't know if the aliens were friends or enemies, so he decided to have it scotch taped to a whirligig out in his backyard. And so when the aliens come to his yard, they can't find him because he's got this whirligig spinning around in his backyard, and they can't pin him down. So they can't decide if they want to go into his detached garage or come inside his house or look in the tin tool shed. And then the cats find the aliens, and all hell breaks loose. And he can't stop laughing about it, but it's a huge distraction to the other patients. And the neighbors are complaining about the noise and everything. And anyway, that was my big fanfic for alien face bashers, and that's been stewing in my head for years. And in some ways, I wanted to have that as a standalone. I also wanted to have it maybe played out as humor, in that this guy, every time the government comes around, tries to place transmitters in his house because of the aluminum siding and because everybody has a radio. I wanted him, the guy says, "Well, everybody on that side of my street's got a CB radio, and everybody living down that side of my street, they got them one of them heart monitor things, they're elderly people for, one of those emergency things for falling and I can't get up things. And everybody up that side of my street, they got a baby monitor. And so if the government plants bugs anywhere in this house, then the neighbors are going to know about that too, because if there's something going on in his house, they're going to hear it on their CB radios and on their police scanners and on their baby monitors and on their I've fallen and I can't get up med alert thingies and everything. And I just think that would be an amusing thing for the times. And I just sort of got all that from wanting to do a fanfic for Alien Face Bashers. Alien Face Bashers is pretty funny. You should see it. And that's by Fabian Rush. Anyway, I'm absolutely Al, and peace out.